Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, a massive weekend of sports ahead. We are covering an absolute litany of sports, gentlemen. I'm talking AFL. We're talking all things Ashes first test. What else are you looking at, Alex?
I've got a player in the transfer market of the EPL, as well as a possession bet in St Kilda and Richmond tomorrow night.
Nice one. What about you, Stats Guy?
Some more Ashes stuff and the Green Machine in the F1.
Nice one. All right. Well, I'm still a very sad Carlton fan, so you can expect piling on there. Don't worry about it. But it's Code Bet Daily. We've got player props, we've got game picks, we've got best bets, we've got Rate My Multi, and we've got, of course, it's Friday, we've got the donation. So you better check it out. It's Code Bet Daily. It's really good. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. It is Friday. TGIF, am I right? June 16, all day. This is, I think it's episode 132. That seems like a lot. But anyway.
Yeah. No, that's right.
Jaymz Clements, I'm the editor of CodeBet. That's a very good website. Go check it out. Codebet.com.au for all your betting analysis, tips, picks, predictions, all that good stuff. I think Gerald's saying 131, but I don't know.
Wasn't the 131 the AFL show? I'm pretty sure.
I think it might have been. Anyway, I'm joined, as always, by the Pontiffs of Punting. We've got Alex Donnelly over there about to put his fist through his computer as per usual. He's taking it very well, as you expect from basically... He's essentially like a ball of rage that goes for a run every so often. That's how Alex Donnelly is best described, I think.
I did go for a run this morning, actually, so should be much more relaxed. But yeah, the brand new work laptop not working was highly not ideal to start my morning.
Oh, well. We've got the Stats Guy over there as well. Stats Guy, what's going on?
Yeah, going good. My laptop's working, so I'm raring to go.
Happy days. This is Code. Just got in through the 139 Port Adelaide Daily Show.
Yeah.
That was a fun game last night. I'll tell you that much. Bit of AFL. Absolutely.
Port, awesome.
Crushing it on a
How
Thursday
good's
night.
that minor premier's bet looking?
Very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think we're on at, 550 to start off with? Unreal.
Awesome.
This is Code Footy's Back Daily, but also Code Weekend Daily, because it's Code Bet Daily for the weekend. Looking ahead, we've got plenty on today's show. We've got player props, game picks, and best bets. I think we've got the donation from Alex.
Oh, lovely.
Rate My Multi from me. This might be a retroactive Rate My Multi because of the US Open Golf, which has already started.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw that. I was like, they're literally on like the 10th hole right now.
You can still bet on it live, I think.
That's the good thing about golf and cricket. You can sort of, every time they stop play, you're like, well, you can jump back on.
Yep.
But either way, player props, game picks, best bets, Rate My Multi, the donation today. I'm looking at some AFL and some Ashes because we do have the Ashes first test kicking off tonight.
We do.
So we'll have a bunch of that. That's basically all I'm looking at today. A little bit of golf at the end.
No NBA.
Well, the NBA draft, we're covering all next week. Don't worry about that.
Nice.
I'll have like about 87 different betting angles for the NBA draft. I always do. And of course, I mentioned the Rookie of the Year stuff yesterday, but no, actually that was Wednesday, wasn't it? Chet Holmgren. Just saying. Pretty good look. What about you there, Alex? What are you looking at today?
I'm keeping it simple. I've got some NRL, some AFL, and then the donation. The laptop dying really didn't help my study this morning.
Sure. Well, you are usually putting a lot of time and effort into it. What about you?
Some Ashes, the first test coming up tonight, and then the F1 Canadian Grand Prix, which is on the weekend. Yeah.
Nice one. I still feel like I should be able to bet on the Community Cup between the Megahertz and the Rock Dogs.
Absolutely. But it could also be like, how many tins will we sink on the hill? Like all those things. Yeah.
My over-under 8. My over-under is about 8.5, so we'll see how we go. But I do have the 2 squids with me on Sunday, so I might have to drop that.
5.5.
Probably play the under, but we should set up a tent just on the hill and
just get in bets.
Book out of nowhere. Just like next goal.
Where's Jaymz? Oh, he's in jail.
Illegal gambling. Yeah.
Why did he get arrested? Doing what he loved, drinking tins with his kids next to him.
All right, let's get into some player props. Easy ones. Ashes for me tonight. Player pick. This is one of those great ones that you can see at Ladbrokes at the very top is when you go into the first Ashes. For Davey Warner, Steve Smith, or Marnus Labuschagne to score a ton. I don't mind this. $2.75 across the 3. It sort of gives you that sort of backdoor to sort of go, oh, well, if Warner sort of surprises everybody and actually goes off at the start of this, I can't see that happening. But you still get Labuschagne's double chance at $2.75. Not bad, but look, I wanted to get some feedback from both of you on the Warner situation.
Yes.
He bounced back pretty handily. Sure, he wasn't bad in the test against India.
Yep.
The over-under is still about 23.5 runs for Warner. it's $1.75 to go the under. So no one's really rating him to go pretty big.
Nah.
I actually didn't mind the simple fact that he's 50 plus is $3.50. It's actually handy value, I think, for a half century because it does feel like Warner's like, aha, I've turned the corner. Oh, I'm out. And he's made 53 or something like that. And aha, I've cashed. But I feel like my play is still the under just because it's the first test of an Ashes. Like Stuart Broad, there'll be an edge outside off, and off he goes. He'll be out for 4, and you're like, haha.
Yeah, Stuart Broad's got him out a record 14 times. Stuart Broad's
going to come around the wicket first ball at 7:31 tonight, and David Warner's gone, oh, this again? Oh, God.
I hope he proves everyone wrong, but he's got a horrible record against England.
This is it. This is why I took the optimistic and the pessimistic approach because I want Warner to do well. Yes. And the $3.50 for the 50 plus is great because I want Australia to win. Very clearly. I'm Australian. We're playing the Poms.
Yes.
They can put it at their nose. But Warner, the under 23.5, it just does sort of stick out, doesn't it? You're like, oh, but I want him to do better. So 50 plus, that's why I threw it out there. The $3.50 is pretty good, but the under 23.5, if you really don't believe in Davey Warner, $1.75. I've already mentioned those a couple of those doubles as well. Marnus, the over-under him is 31.5. I love the over.
That's good, yeah.
Great. And the ton for Marnus, just by himself. Not the, the Warner-Smith-Labuschagne combo. $5.50 for Marnus to go for a ton. I love it. I absolutely love it because I feel like Marnus is the dude who just goes, all right, I wasn't that great against India. I was falling asleep, whatever. Ton in the first innings of the first test, and away we go. A couple of AFL ones for the weekend. I mentioned this on the AFL show yesterday, but Matt Rowell.
Rowell.
25 plus disposals, $2.15 against the Blues on Sunday. Love that.
That's awesome.
Love that. That is just like an absolute belt that in as a standalone or in your multi just to boost it up. 30 plus is $5.50. Hang on. That's blown out. I think it was $3.30 when I looked at it the other day. $5.50 now. You little beauty. We sort of talked about this. There's a couple of changes to that Carlton team as well. Defensively, they were horrible last week against Essendon. You saw everybody just get plenty of the ball. Matt Rowell, clearance machine. We know that. He and Noah Anderson will absolutely tear up this Carlton midfield, get plenty of the pill. I think Rowell goes for 30, no hassles. I love that $5.50. Tricky part is we've sort of seen, I don't know how you feel about this, Alex, but when you see a team like Carlton who are in dire straits, absolutely horrible, and they're that short, you're like, hang on a second. What are they seeing here that I'm not seeing?
It was the same thing last week when Carlton literally started favourites over Essendon, and it's like the same thing. It's like, hold on, Essendon have been winning. What's going on here? But then you also think, yeah, it's Essendon. Like that's. I think that's literally it because there's no rhyme or reason as to why Carlton should be favourites. Like, oh yeah, it's Gold Coast in Melbourne. Oh yeah, but it's also like, have you watched Gold Coast? I know they've been playing in Darwin, and I know they've been on Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Have you watched how Gold Coast have played?
Yeah,
I have.
Really good.
I've also watched way too much Carlton this year. They are so bad.
Yeah.
So I think the way I look at that is then go, right, well, the bookmakers are making Carlton favourites because they're just like, Gold Coast.
Melbourne, Gold Coast travelling.
4-12 they are since 2011, 4-12 at the G. And you're like, it's a bit rough. But I've got a feeling it'll still be 5-12 after this game.
Yeah.
The tricky part is you go, oh, well, maybe Carlton will the big fools will get going. Harry McFive, says Jim. Harry McFive.
We've been saying that for a month, though,
for
since
a long
the Collingwood game, and they've literally kicked 25 goals in those 4 games. Like,
it's horrible. So, I think I mentioned this on the AFL show yesterday. Charlie Curnow, if you're going to go, all right, go big.
It's got to go big.
Got to go big, right? 6 plus is still $8.25. I love that. The problem is he's played Gold Coast 8 times. He has 8 goals.
Really?
Not great.
That's surprising.
Harry has a little bit of a better record, but he's only $2 to go for 3 plus. So look, I'm still going to back Charlie to go big for the $8.25 for 6 plus. I mean, why not? But yeah, I think Gold Coast still win that. But that's a couple of the looks for that AFL game on Sunday.
Nice.
Because I think the Richmond St Kilda game that Alex is about to talk about, I'm just like looking at this going, disposals. Give me the disposals. And I'm going to let Alex talk about that right now. Go.
Yeah. My disposal one is Shai Bolton to get 25 plus in this game. Ooh. We'll talk about a St Kilda player in a second. I've been sort of yelling and ranting and raving in a surprise to absolutely no one. Yeah, right.
You're ranting and I, for one, am shocked.
Never saw this one coming. Never saw this coming. But yeah, Bolton at the start of the year, he wasn't doing anything, let's be honest, and that's when Richmond were going not great. But since round 8, 6 games in a row with 20 or more disposals and at least 1 goal a game. He had 33 last week in the win over Fremantle. It just seems like McWalter's like, hey, you're good. Stop sitting in a forward pocket. Get up the ground. Go get the footy. Like, do something. Literally, Shai Bolton started doing something since McWalter took over. He's $2.35 for 25 plus disposals. I'm pretty happy with that. As always, he's really short when it comes to kicking goals. I think he's about $1.90 to kick 2 plus. So if you want to throw that one in, don't mind it either. But as for my 2+ goal kicker in the game, looking at Dan Butler, 13 goals in his past 7. Look, he's a more dangerous small forward than Jack Higgins. He does a lot more around the ground as well, as seen when he absolutely tackled, not Dane Rampy, Nick Blakey beautifully last Thursday. He's a really good set shot. He is one of the blokes who you're like, yeah, you can snap it because I've literally seen you miss once. So that's fine. Even on the run, I've seen him stream into an open goal from 40 and kick it beautifully. So anything that he sort of gets around that 30 to 40 mark is usually like, pack her up, boys. This one's home. $2.55 for 2+ for Dan Butler.
Nice one. And your breakdown of Richmond St Kilda is up on the site, and it goes into how many disposals St Kilda have racked up this year, which is absolute chaos. They have the most in the comp, right?
Yeah, that's crazy. I think the averages, but this is like they still have the most, even though they've played one less game than other teams. But they average 394 a game. It's just like, how do you not score? It's just mind-boggling.
That's crazy.
So the disposal ones for that were like what, Sinclair and
Crouch. Sinclair and Crouch. We'll get it up now.
Anyway,
don't have it on the run, but Staff Guy can run through and I can run through it.
Plenty of empty stats right there for them.
Oh yeah, a lot of it.
Yeah,
especially
Crouch. Yeah.
All right, what about you there, Stats Guy? What's your player prop?
Going a bit more into the Ashes, Australia-England starts tonight at 8 o'clock for those playing at home. Harry Brook, a name that a lot of Aussies probably wouldn't have heard before just because he hasn't played against Australia before, but he's been phenomenal. He's the definition of Bazball for this England side. He's played 7 matches, still averaging 82 runs at a 99 strike rate, which is unbelievable. I think he was averaging 100 through his first couple of tests. People go, he can't keep that up. He's still averaging 82. I don't think he can be as big and as strong against this Aussie team because he's faced some pretty crap test teams, but I think he can easily clear his over, which is 26.5 in the first innings. Just the small boundaries at Edgbaston, I think he's just going to go, as you would say, Jim Hammer and Tongs from the very first ball. I think he can easily clear that 26.5 just with a few boundaries. He might get off to a quick start and then get out around in the 30s, but that 26.5 for $1.83.
Who has he played against? Like since he started going off his head?
I need to look a bit more into it, but one of them was Pakistan, who ended up being the second lowest on the ladder. I think he's played Sri Lanka, a lot of the poorer teams.
Yeah, what happens when he gets an in-swinging Stark thunderbolt at his toe?
He did do well in New Zealand, so that's like no easy feat. But Australia's on another level after winning the Test Championship.
Like they're sort of gentle 130s and not the 140 plus.
Yeah, but I do like his over just because he can score runs quickly.
Yeah.
Where do they bet him in the order?
Anywhere between like 4 and 6, maybe. Five-ish. He's more of that Travis Head. Head.
We were in the office watching him when him and Joe Root just went off their absolute nana one day when Joe Root went a reverse sweep in like the 33rd over and he was on 70-something.
Yeah. But he bats in that middle. It's sort of similar role to Travis Head when sort of runs need to be ticking over a little bit and he'll just go for it. So I don't mind him for that. And then another attacking player in Travis Head, as I just mentioned, he sort of does his own sort of Bazball, Trav ball, as some people are calling it. He's averaged 69 across the past season, 200s and 550s, including that 100 in the Test Championship final, 163 last week. He can just play attacking through that England swing. And I think he can get 50 plus in the first innings. I think he'll come in a bit later. We might lose a few early wickets. But $3 for that 50 plus, I think, is really, really good odds out on Ladbrokes as well.
I do like that a lot. That's a good one. 50 plus.
Yeah.
Give me some Trav ball.
Why not?
Match/game picks for the weekend. Carlton Gold Coast. Not to stick on this too much.
Why
but the
are you torturing yourself?
Under one.
It's true.
Because there's great value here.
That's why I'm not talking about the Swans with no Heaney and Franklin tonight.
159.5 points. Go the under. 6 straight unders for Carlton. They're averaging 52 points a game in this losing streak.
Wow.
They're not going to put up a score. They just can't. Like 159, so what? This will be, if they eke out a win, it'll be something just horrible, like where it's like 72-62 and they just fall over the line. So go the under there. Australia, the first innings lead, $1.73. Fall of first wicket. I like both. Under 23.5 runs for both teams. So you bet those singly and away you go. Like that a lot. But yeah, the AFL over-under for me, just for this match game pick, is always going to be the Carlton under at the moment because they are los horrible. All right. What about you there, Alex?
Side note, can I also change my tip from Sydney to Brisbane after the team squads were announced last night? And I was like, that's really bad.
I posted the podcast last night.
You didn't post the podcast. Gerald did. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm officially changing my tip to Brisbane because I didn't realize Isaac Heaney wasn't going to be playing. Anyway, NRL. Phil and I did touch on this one yesterday in the NRL show, which is actually up right now. Popped up this morning because the games don't kick off till Friday night. Cronulla Sharks playing Canterbury on Sunday. And this line, since Phil and I talked about the game, has gone from 12.5 to 15.5 and now to 16.5.
Wow.
I still think the Sharks are going to clear it. They're literally at full strength. They've won 4 straight against the Dogs, and the Dogs are just sort of that team that's like, if it all works out for you, you can be good, but you've got injuries, you've got players playing Origin. It's not working out for them whatsoever. I think Cronulla absolutely run through them. They're going to be fired up after what happened to them last week after Melbourne absolutely schmozzled them all over the park. It was bad. Phil and I gave him a chance. It was bad. Nico Hines will be fired up. It's just like, Freddie, you didn't pick. Okay. This is why
he didn't get picked.
I'm going to show you how. Yeah, it's just Phil and I are going to yell about that on Tuesday when he joins us for the daily. But anyway, a small same game multi on this aside from the minus 15.5, which is $1.90 with Ladbrokes. Sharks to clear that line. Kennedy to score anytime, and Muliatalo to score 2+ tries. $8.53 for that same game. They are going to absolutely run through them, and I think that's some pretty decent value.
That is awesome. Yeah.
Feel bad for the Bulldogs, but not that bad.
Not
the fact that Cronulla got smashed last week, right, by the Storm.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things. Like, let's remember, North Queensland had 60 put on them by the West Tigers, and they're probably going to beat Penrith tonight. So,
I mean, the Cowboys beat the Storm like 2 weeks ago as well.
Yeah,
so.
It's a bit random.
They've scored a ridiculous amount of points up in Queensland since they've been beaten. It's like, that's just one horrendous week. Let's bounce back.
Nice one. Stats guy, what's your game pick?
Looking at a winner in the Ashes for this first test in Edgbaston in Birmingham, actually, as well. Australia won by 251 runs. Commanding win last time in Edgbaston. Steve Smith, his first test back after the Sandpaper Gate. I ended up going to the end of that match, actually. It was absolutely awesome. Smith had 2 scores of 140 plus, which was just unbelievable. And then Nathan Lyon actually had 9 wickets in the match. He dominated in the second innings, and I just really like the Aussies in the conditions here. In the past, we absolutely hated Edgbaston. The crowd goes absolutely wild there, and they've sort of gotten our head, but I think we've sort of calmed down, got a very similar team to last time we played there. We've now got the top 3 test batsmen in the world in the rankings, which is unbelievable. First time in 39 years that batsmen have been that high, all 3 in the same team. And then England have just recalled Moeen Ali. He just retired 2 years ago. This is an absolute joke. We haven't talked about this. That's why
we haven't laughed about this enough. Like, if you are a spinner in the English county system who's flying their trade and trying to make their way up, and you ring in a dude who's been retired for 2 years, who averages 60 with the ball against Australia, you're like, what the hell, man? Like, what is this? He is honestly the worst selection you could have made.
I couldn't believe that.
This is the answer to our questions, and then the questions are pretty rough.
Yeah, it's so straight. Stokes apparently texted Moeen Ali Ashes ? And he just replied lol. They sent out the he just thought Ben Stokes was joking. So that's an absolute joke that they've picked him. Shows the lack of faith in their squad depth that they're picking a guy. So I just can't trust him at all.
It's a worry in their country's depth if they're not picking.
I know.
him.
Yeah, everything's depth. If I'm like you said, Alex, if I'm
Moeen
a spinner,
Ali against Australia averages 64.65. He has taken 20 wickets in 335 overs and gone for nearly 1,300 runs.
Well, that's helping my argument.
His best bowling is 359. His best match figures are 5 for 130. Are we really worried about this dude?
No,
worried about
I used to say Jack Leach was average, but this I don't. Especially after being retired for 2 years, you've got to go Australia in this one. Just been in unbelievable form since the Test Championship final. Also,
Edgbaston is also just like a great ground to watch cricket.
It's awesome, very small. Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. I love those. Usually those tests in the Ashes look just incredible, and I can't wait for that one. Love a bit of edge.
Aussies at $2.30 by the way on Bet365. So get on them.
Good one. Like that a lot. That's my best bet as well over across game one so $2.30 with Bet365. Give me the Aussies to win it. As I've talked about before, the doubles are the top first innings wicket taker and run scorer for Australia. My favourite was obviously Marnus and Captain Courageous Pat Cummins. $15. I did also, but these are so nice and long that if you feel pretty confident in your batsman and your, the sort of batsman and bowler combo, like $15 for Cummins and Marnus is good. Scoob, Scotty Boland, and Marnus is still 17. Smith and Scoob. I don't mind that combo. 13. If you feel like Scotty Boland,
he better get picked. I swear. If they don't pick him, there's going to be riots in around the MCG. I reckon.
If he's playing, then away he goes.
We also are underrating how goddamn good Josh Hazelwood is. I know he's held together.
He's only played 4 tests in the last year.
Gaffer tape, Vaseline, and hope at the moment. But you look at his figures. He's literally one of our best bowlers ever.
Yeah.
Does he strike fear into your heart though?
I mean, I'd be scared facing all of them, to be honest.
Scoob strikes a bit of fear, I think, at this point. He's been that good.
Consistent, yeah.
And there's another one there as well. Cummins and Uzi. Usman, $21. So if you feel like Uzi can actually get off to a bit of a start and post like that sort of open a ton that Australia would desperately, desperately love from either he or Warner. And then for Cummins to pop in and take, 3 or 4 wickets to be the leading run wicket taker, it's $21. I like that a lot too. So
cool.
There's a couple of good options there. So it's basically who you feel like you're most comfortable with. I still feel like Marnus Cummins $15 is really good. We've talked about Cummins' record in England ad nauseum almost at this point. And Marnus, look, he wasn't great, as I mentioned, in that World Test Championship game, but I think in Birmingham, he should be fine. I reckon he'll notch up that ton. I love that ton bet as well, the $5.50. Awesome. Couple of other ones, live betting on the US Open, Max Homer. You know me, raging homosexual, $34. Love this. And Phil Mickelson, best lefty.
Mickelson's got off to a great start. I was just watching him then, actually.
He did, but he sort of dropped off a little bit. But still,
did he? Oh,
I don't know. I haven't checked the leaderboard while we've been taping. But the Max Homer, $34 just to win it. I don't know. Just feeling it. It's his, it's his home tournament. I think he shot a 61. I think he's got the course record for this place. So just saying. Just keep that in mind. It has changed since he did it.
Phil is 3 under at the 14th.
Currently.
Oh, that's all right. He's catching them.
But he's 5 off the leader. Shawfley and Fowler went off. Well,
Shawfley and Fowler got a course record, which is unbelievable.
As I said, I'm not betting him to win it. I'm just best lefty. There's only like 3
best lefties. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, Rory's gone off his head to start.
Rory's been on fire.
Great. Awesome.
Righto. Best bets, Alex.
I've got one. This is really random. I found it this morning. Stats guy will love this because it involves a transfer and Chelsea. Conor Gallagher, one of Chelsea's players.
Yes.
It's come out this morning that Chelsea are they're more than likely going to sign Moises Caicedo across from Brighton. That's going to cost them an absolute crap ton of money and a shock to no one.
Spend another $1 billion for no reason.
Yeah, Chelsea spending more money. Awesome. You haven't got financial fair play issues at all. Anyway, as a part of the deal, Conor Gallagher, who was actually one of Chelsea's better players in the back half of the season, looks likely to leave so he can get more game time. Brighton looms as a very likely option. How about we give you 60 mil and Connor for Moses? How about that?
Is Crystal Palace on those odds at all?
They are not on these odds.
He played there last.
They are. They're down the bottom at like $10.
Okay. He did use the
Conor Gallagher, $6 to go and join Brighton as a part of this, the steak knives, I guess, for the Moises Caicedo deal. Not really steak knives, but it's like...
He's a good player, yeah.
How about some crockery and cutlery? But he's actually a very good player that would fit right in because they're going to lose, obviously. They've already lost McAllister. If they lose him as well, they do need to refill that midfield because they do have a European... the Europa League coming up.
Yes.
$6 to join Brighton.
I don't mind that
at all. Given Liverpool are favourites, I don't think you'll go to Liverpool. And it's possibly Tottenham, but maybe not, staying in London and going to a rival team.
Nice one. I'll do like a good quick Demtel, but there's more.
I could go on for a couple of hours about these transfer bets.
I need to have a look at them.
This is
crazy.
Great. Yeah. There's a Cristiano Ronaldo market, which is just like, don't even bet in that.
He's in Saudi Arabia,
yeah, exactly, yeah.
So we've got Stats Guy, then we've got Rate My Multi and the donation. Stats Guy, what are you looking at for your best bet?
The F1 Canadian Grand Prix is this weekend. I'm having a look at a 2-time world champion in Fernando Alonso. He's had a great career. He had a bit of a drop off the last maybe 5 or so years, but he's had a massive resurgence since he's got into the green machine of the Aston Martin. They've been the closest team to Red Bull this year. I say close, they're still sometimes 20 seconds behind, even though they're second, which is just it's just annoying to watch. I haven't really been keeping up with it just because of how one-sided the F1 has been this year. But Alonso,
fake fan.
fake fan, but no, it's kind of, they need to figure out a way to get it closer. Alonso is such an attacking driver. He's driving the Aston Martin AMR 23. Suits him perfectly. He's got 5 podiums in 7 races this year. So I was really surprised when you get him a podium finish over $2. It's $2.06 on BetR at the moment. Mercedes is starting to catch that Aston Martin speed, but Alonso is just better, confident form. He's finished second twice in Canada. He's also won a race in Canada before. So I don't think they can catch the Red Bull, but if something happens to Red Bull in the race, you get $11 for Aston Martin or Fernando Alonso just to win. But a bit safer. He's got 5 podiums in 7 races. So podium finish, $2.06 for the 2-time world champ Alonso this weekend.
On the Villeneuve circuit. Villeneuve. Love it. Righto. Rate my multi, or we'll go rate my multi and then we'll do the donation, finish off the week the
Sounds
right
good.
way. So rate my multi. So this is the US Open multi that I put on just the other day. Landed at $49.06. Phil Mickelson to make the cut. Bit tricky, bit interesting, but I didn't mind it. Just the simple idea of with all the live stuff, just watch him just out there feeling good, feeling great about life, going, yes, I told y'all, I gotcha. Mickelson to make the cut. Matt Fitzpatrick, top 20 finish. Matt Fitzpatrick, top Great Britain and Ireland player, and Alex favourite. Mickelson, top lefty, and Brooks Koepka, top live golfer. $49, boom, done, packed in, locked away. Love that. 49.06, gentlemen. Rate my multi.
Matt Fitz hasn't started well, so I'm worried.
Yeah, Fitz is, I was just about to say that. He's on +1 through 13, but he's still got...
That's better. He was 3 over about an hour ago.
He's still got a lot of time to turn it around, so I don't mind it because he did win it last time. What am I going to... I'll probably rate it a 7, just I'm worried about Fitzy though, yeah.
Yeah. This was a bit of a, shot in the dark, $49 multi for the...
I do like Phil. Phil started really well.
He's only got 2 poms in front of him at the moment looking at the scorecard. So
okay.
Excellent.
And he's still got 5 holes to go, so he could have turned it around.
Let's go. Come on, Matt. Nice one. So we're going to 7 from Stats Guy. What do you got, Alex?
5.
Boom. I'm going to rate your donation very badly too.
Yeah,
all right, ready for it? We're going to fire it up.
Go, Gerald.
Donation. Alex got it on. Donation. It's definitely going to maybe go all right with it.
that is so good.
God, it's good. Also, side note, the horses won last week. Bloody Brisbane letting me down as well. Both the horses absolutely trotted in.
That's
anyway,
awesome.
Parramatta Eels to beat the Manly Seagulls head-to-head. Keep it nice and simple. Cronulla Sharks 13+, as outlined earlier. That's all we need. Gold Coast Suns to beat Jaymz' pathetic Blues 1-39. Australia to beat the Poms in the first test. Of course, we've got to go ahead to some races. Rosehill, race number 1, race 1 at number 3. Tutulavita should have absolutely bolted in last start. Senior jockey goes back on board. And then Rosehill at race 5, number 7, Faulkner Park. Had a couple of starts in Australia. Looked ultra impressive. Really going through the benchmark grades quite well. Really happy to take it to win. All of those to win are $77.24. Gentlemen, how does it lose?
Tell me how it loses.
That's going to be a 10. That can't lose. Nah, I'm not sure about the horses. I can't really rate it.
Yeah, I worry. I do also, like, we've gone with the Australia bet as well. Like, who knows what will happen in the cricket? Like, for a 5-day, like,
but also the good thing is by tomorrow afternoon, it's like, all right, maybe we hedge off on the Australia part.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, it does. If the rest of your stuff's hitting, then you get to go, all right, we're loading up on England to middle this. Let's go. That's pretty good. Not bad. I do like the donation this week. You didn't go too absolutely hammer and tongs. So
yeah, it was good.
Bad. Righto. That's it, I think. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Pack her up. That's Co-Bed Daily done for another week. We'll be back on Monday. Actually, be back in the studio at some point next week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. That'll be fun.
Thank God.
Who knows what'll happen there? Absolute chaos. Should be good. Cheers.
Awesome. Can't wait.
In person. It'll be weird. Just going to be like watching Alex just, go, Stats Guy, get off me. Just Stats Guy trying to give Alex lots of cuddles and hugs and stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
I will be making a complaint to HR for aggressive touching.
All right. Speaking of aggressive touching, it's it's time to get all around the show. Subscribe, like, and star it on all your podcast apps. Get all around the socials, YouTube, Facebook, IG, Twitter, TikTok, and Twitch. Send in any questions, banging through some comments. We'll get through to them. No problems there. Make Leo earn his crust. But that's it. Good week. We started with the live stream on Monday. Had a big AFL and NRL show yesterday. Absolutely cranking along. We've covered golf. We've covered cricket. We've covered footy. We've covered NBA. There's been NRL. There's
F1.
been F1.
Everything.
Absolutely awesome. So there you go. Good week. Thanks, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Cheers.
And as always, thank you to Geraldinho. Does a great job behind the camera, behind the production chair, as per usual. He's the most, he's the hardest working man at CodeBet. That's very clear.
Absolutely.
Anyway, thanks to me. And what do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
All right, may all your picks come in. Happy punting. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you on Monday. Go Bet Daily. Out.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.